How's everything going, guys? Here with another video. This video is a review on the Proto Orien deck. This deck, really I'm just going to give you guys the ups and downs about this deck, whether or not you should buy one, basically the ins and outs of this deck. First of all, to start things off, this deck is a two-piece deck. The holes on the bottom actually hold, I don't know if you can see that, actually hold bolts in there. If you look in through there, which I believe the lighting is terrible so you won't be able to see, there is holes where you put your bolts into this deck. It's pretty awesome. I forgot what it's called. I remember seeing it in the video. It's like some female socket or something. It's really cool. In order to put the head tube in, you actually kind of have to do some work, hit on the top and push it in, and it locks in real nice and tight. The bolts have not gotten loose yet, and there's 6 bolts in all, and it runs off of 6 bolts in all, and then from there you would go down, and it actually fastens real tight. You go as tight until it doesn't let you go tighter. And I don't even know if you can strip these, but I just stopped going after it was extremely hard to tighten it. And then it will go up to the head tube, which the head tube angles, you can get whatever you want. I got the standard 81.5. And I believe it comes in 82, and also it comes in 83. I really like the head tube angle. I think it feels amazing. It feels awesome. Going down to the deck, it's the 4.5 20-inch long deck. There is a slight concave on this deck, and to me it feels awesome. I'm a really big fan of this deck. The whole, I guess you'd say, in the engineering and the way they made this deck is perfect. You know, people say, oh, this is for people who ride street, but if you ride park, this deck works just as fine. The bottom is actually basically flat, which is a great thing. It's easy to grind on. It's a really easy grind for this one. And going down to the brake, which is really weird, what I don't get is that this is a 6-bolt brake. I just covered them both except for the center 2, which I don't get because you cannot use the other 6 holes. So I don't know the point unless it's with a piece of rubber that comes with the brake, which for some reason mine didn't come with. So I have to use like inner tube rubber in order to keep it from going loose, but the brake is completely sturdy. Great brake. I like it a lot better than the Phoenix brake. The deck overall, the only cons I would say about the brake, well, about the deck, is the brake. The reason why is because mine didn't come with the rubber piece, so it kind of made things harder. The bolts would get loose. I guess from the impact would cause the bolts to get loose. But the actual back axle is also a big issue for me. The axle, well, it comes with spacers, so you get your spacers. And the awesome thing about the axle is it's a female one, so both parts screw out and in. Here's the other end. And the awesome thing about Proto is not only do they supply you with the bolt for the deck, they supply you with washers too, which I thought was pretty awesome. The axle honestly is not great. It's not a good axle at all. I'm really disappointed in the axle, but I would say this is the best deck I've ever ridden. I've owned the V2i, Phoenix, Lucky, and out of those three, oh, and I had a Mad Gear for a couple weeks. Out of all those four, this is by far the best deck I've ever ridden. I'm 170 pounds, so this deck actually feels like it can stand all of my weight, and I beat it up pretty bad. Well, I try stuff, so I know this is a reliable deck. Haven't seen any videos of this deck much yet alone, you know, a deck breaking. I heard of one, and I guess it was because he didn't put the bolts in right or something, but I don't know how. I mean, if you look inside, kind of, you know, just has where each bolt should go. Oh, speaking of that, this is an integrated head tube, I guess, but oh, another downer is I thought this was an integrated deck, which was my fault, but I got the DH Pro. It's amazing. It spins like butter, so I like it a lot, but that was still kind of a bummer that I had to go out and buy a headset. But the deck, just like in the integrated decks, you can see through, well, at least with the integrated Phoenix and French ID, you can see through into your fork, so that's pretty cool. I know a lot of kids who have integrated decks put like different colored tapes and all that stuff, but it's a really cool head tube, and it's awesome that they etched their name into this. I think they said something like if they didn't do all of this laser cutting, then the head tube itself would be 7 pounds. So that's a lot of work on their end in order to get the head tube the way it is, but it's really strong. Speaking of weight, the weight of the deck is 4.5 pounds. It's about half a pound heavier than Phoenix and District and Blunt, which all of you who are saying, you know, the District is lighter, the Blunt is lighter, they're all the same weight. You can look it up. I've looked it up a couple times. They're all 4 pounds. So this is half a pound lighter. You can barely tell the difference. But yeah, this is my review of the Proto deck, and I would recommend this deck to anyone. If you like it, get it. It's a great deck. A lot of people don't like how the head tube, if you look from this side, is so big, like it's so wide, but I honestly like everything about this deck. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you.